Good morning out there in the DFS community. It's Vaughn, the Stat Man, coming into your YouTube airwaves, and welcome to the Stat Room. Everybody doing this wonderful morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before I get into these picks, let me get into my positive word. And my word for this fine morning is success. Ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, success is like an iceberg. If you're on a boat and you're in some cold water, like in the Antarctic or Iceland, you'll see an iceberg floating up and down. What you can see is success. But what you don't see under the water is the jagged edges, the scrapes and the scars that the iceberg, when icebergs running into other icebergs, that's like success. So when you see a successful person, you see someone that has a life that you want. But what you do not see is all the hard work, all the resistance, all the persistence, all the failures, the sacrifices, the disappointments. You don't see the good habits, the hard work, and the dedication. What people are rewarded in public for what they do in private. So when you see a successful person, what you don't see is how they get up in the morning, how they read, and they typically get more done by 8 o'clock than most people get done all day. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be successful, you have to develop an iceberg type mentality. What people see is the byproduct of your hard work, but you want to really hone in on what they don't see. And that's the behind the scenes type work. So ladies and gentlemen, when you see someone that is successful, what you have to understand is what did it take for them to get there? And that is what you don't see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it there with success. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so before I get into these picks, let me introduce myself, guys. I am Vaughn the Stat Man. You can follow me on Twitter at Vaughn the Stat Man. And guys, check out the website, vaughnthestatman.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, also make sure you read the comment section, and I would appreciate it if you like this video to leave me a comment, or if there's anything I can improve on, leave me a comment as well. I love constructive criticism. All right, guys, so let's get right into it. We have a 6-game slate on tap, and I always break down one game. So I am going to break down Philly and Charlotte. All right. When you look at Philly and Charlotte, this is going to be a very, very good game because Embiid is not playing. So when Embiid is not playing, there's no rim protection. So that means both teams will be able to get to the rim at will. Now, you got Kemba Walker, and I like Kemba Walker in his matchup. I think against Ben Simmons, Kemba Walker is quick. He's a very, very shifty guy. So I think that Simmons is going to dominate him on the offensive end, and he's going to dominate Simmons on the offensive end. And Kemba Walker is going to have to score. So I'm giving you Kemba Walker. Shooting guard position, you got Butler. Butler plays the shooting guard. Lamb plays the shooting guard. Now, Butler is someone that I love. Butler is a guy, when he came into the league, he wasn't a proficient shooter. He wasn't proficient shooting the ball. He developed his shooting, but he came into the league as a defensive stopper. He's still a defensive stopper. Now he can shoot the ball, and he's just tough as nails. Lamb reminds me of a Jimmy Butler. You can give Lamb the ball, and he can create his own shot. Like, you can give Jimmy Butler the ball and say, Jimmy Butler, we need a bucket. Jimmy can do that. There's not a lot of guys in the NBA where you can just give them the ball, and they can make 2 or 3 straight buckets. Jimmy, I call him Jimmy Buckets, because he can do that for you. And B can do that for you as well. But in this matchup, I think that the production is going to be about similar between Butler and Lamb, so I'm going to give you Lamb. Now, the small forward position, I'm going to give you Simmons because he's small forward eligible. This is why I like Draftkings over FanDuel, because I wouldn't have wanted to play Simmons at the point guard position because I like Walker. So at the small forward position, I'm giving you Ben Simmons. Now, don't get me wrong. You have Redick at the small forward position, and you have Batum. This is a great game, guys, to stack. This might be a good full game stack. So I'm giving you Ben Simmons. All right, guys. Now, at the power forward position, and last but not least, the boomstick. Player of the night is none other than Tobias Harris. Now, Tobias Harris is a guy that I love in this matchup. He's going up against Williams, and with Embiid not playing, Harris, Simmons, and Butler will pretty much be the offense. And every now and again, you have other guys like we can look. You got Embiid out. Zeller's not going to play, so you got Kaminsky. Kaminsky has actually been getting better. I mean, he's been giving you 20 points a game. You know, he's only $4,400. That's all you expect from a $4,400 player. Biyombo is going to start today, but even when he starts, they don't give him many minutes. So I don't really think he has value. He's going to play 17 minutes. He's a what I call a 0.75 per minute guy. So basically, he's going to give you almost 1 point, per minute on the floor. So if he plays 2 minutes, he's going to give you 1.5 fantasy points. So he'd give you 1.5 for every 2 minutes. So if he plays 10 minutes and you times 1.5, he's going to give you 7.5 points. If you look at his numbers, he played 17 minutes. He gave you 10 points. So that's about what I said. Then in this game, he played 17 minutes and he gave you 18. But it's so like he doesn't play enough. And Hernan Gomez, he gets pretty much no run. He played 24 minutes in the last game and gave you 18 fantasy points. So they're all non-factors. So, guys, that's it, guys. I'm going to leave it there. So, guys, I am on to today. So, guys, don't forget to win-win. That means give people what they want so you can get what you want. And, guys, don't forget to think and ink. That means write it down so that way it can come true. And guys, my Draftkings has been on fire, and y'all know how I do. Whenever I'm having success, I like to give out a deal. So I'm going to do a $75 deal, and you'll get the rest of the NBA season as well as playoffs, DraftKings only, and you'll receive my daily players list that has helped people to put up scores of 300s to 377s over the past 4 or 5 days, and it's a consistent tool that helps you if you're undecided on how to do your own line. So like you can get my line and say, well, I like 3 guys a Statman gave me, but I want to do my own. And that's what I do. I break down and I take all of the guesswork out. So you'll have the top 25 to 30 players. So typically on like on tonight's slate, it's a 6-game slate. Each team runs 8 to 10 players. Let's say they run 9 players. That's 18 a game. That'll be, you're talking 36 every 2 games. So you're talking about almost 100 players. I'll break it down to the top 30. So you don't have to go and do all of the research. All right, guys, so that's it, guys. I am on to today, so don't forget to win-win. That means give people what they want so you can get what you want. And, guys, don't forget to think and ink. That means write it down so that way it can come true. And, ladies and gentlemen, when you see someone that is successful, you should stop and say, what do I not see that made that person who they are? I'm going to leave it there with success. Love you, ladies and gentlemen.